Can you castle kingside with pieces in between? Have you ever wondered if you can castle kingside when there are pieces in the way? This is a common question for beginners learning the game of chess. Castling is a special move that allows you to move your king and one of your rooks at the same time. It is a great way to protect your king and develop your rook. To perform kingside castling, there are several important rules you need to follow. First, neither the king nor the rook involved in the castling can have moved before. If either piece has already moved, you lose the right to castle with that rook. Next, the king must not be in check. You cannot castle if your king is currently in check. You must first move your king out of check before attempting to castle. Another key rule is that the king cannot pass through a square that is under attack. This means that the squares the king moves across during the castling must be safe. Now let's address the main question. There must be no pieces between the king and the rook for kingside castling to happen. If there are pieces in between, you cannot castle until you move them out of the way. For kingside castling, the king moves 2 squares towards the rook, and the rook jumps over the king to the square next to it. This means the squares between the king and the kingside rook need to be clear. Practically, this means you need to make sure that any pieces blocking the path between your king and the kingside rook are moved first. This often involves developing other pieces or moving pawns to clear the way. Once the path is clear and all other conditions are met, you can safely castle kingside. This move not only improves your king's safety but also increases your rook's mobility. So, remember, if there are pieces in between, you will need to move them before you can castle kingside.